for we can't help being in love with you. Sisterhood is a bond we share, for AKA we know is always there. Wise men say only true AKAs could ever be in a sorority. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for we can't help being in love with you. Sisterhood is a bond we share, for AKA we know is always there. Wise men say only true AKAs could ever be in a sorority.
Good afternoon. I am Casey Glimpse, and on behalf of the illustrious Iota Lambda chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, I would like to welcome you all to our Founders Day presentation. For 116 years, Alpha Kappa Alpha has consistently served as a steadfast influence in communities around the globe, painting the world salmon pink and apple green. The purpose of
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority is to cultivate and encourage high scholastic ethical standards, to promote unity and friendship among college women, to study and help alleviate problems concerning girls and women in order to improve their social stature, to maintain a progressive interest in college life, and to be of service to all mankind.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority was founded
On January 15, 1908, at Howard University in Washington, D.C., in the basement of Minor Hall.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is the first and oldest Black Greek letter sorority founded by Black women for Black women. The three principles that we will always cherish are sisterhood, scholarship, and service.
A vision embodied by 20 collegiate women who strive to enhance and cultivate their community, blossomed into 1,064 chapters and more than 355,000 members initiated worldwide. Our 20 illustrious pearls dream to create a support network for Black women of like minds, not currently present on college campuses nationwide. They are the reason that we are here with you all today.
Ethel Hedgeman Lyle.
Annie Easter Brown, Elizabeth Burke, Lily Burke, Martha Flagg Holmes, Marjorie Hill, Lavinia Norman, Lucy Diggs Sloan, Marie Woolcombe Taylor, Norma Elizabeth Boyd, Ethel Jones Mowbray, Alice P. Murray, Sarah Martha Nutter, Joanna Berry Shields, Harry E. Snowden, Harry Josephine Terry, Julie E. Brooks, Nellie Mae Quander, Nellie Pratt Russell, Minnie Beecher Smith.
Just one generation removed from slavery, our founders were among 1,000 African Americans enrolled in higher education institutions in 1908. They created this organization, and it continues to soar beyond anyone's expectations.
Ethel Hedgeman Lyle. The visionary behind our illustrious organization was devoted to the advancement of African American lives worldwide. She played an integral part in establishing our organization at the young age of 17. Within the sorority, she served as national treasurer for 23 years. and was a charter member and president of the Omega chapter in Philadelphia. She is the only member to ever be named honorary international president. She will forever be our guiding light.
An honor student, chosen as the first of the 8 seniors selected to join our sorority, Anna Easter Brown was a writer, musician, and historian. She served as the first treasurer for our organization. Throughout her life, she advocated for telling the untold stories of African Americans. For 40 years, she strived to preserve and educate individuals and was even highlighted for her annual Negro History Week.
Invited next was Beulah Elizabeth Burke. She is the creative genius behind our motto, by culture and by merit, our colors, salmon pink and apple green, and our name, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority. Upon her graduation from Howard University, she then went on to obtain a master's in economics from Columbia University. She was Alpha Kappa Alpha embodied.
Like her sister, Lily Burke was an honor student and a Greek scholar and is credited with helping her sister devise a motto for this sorority. To continue the legacy and expand the sorority, she chartered the first graduate chapter in Washington, D.C., the Xi Omega chapter. As an educator, she distinguished herself as a gifted teacher, allowing her to impact many. Margaret Flagg Holmes was instrumental in helping the advancement of this sorority. Through her diligent work, she not only helped write Alpha Kappa Alpha's first Constitution and bylaws, but she also helped devise the character sketches and personalities of our esteemed founding members for generations to embrace. She was a community activist and beloved Latin teacher who was involved in her local NAACP and YWCA.
A graceful educator who pursued teaching in Virginia after graduating in May of 1908. Marjorie Hill played a vital role in the fruition of this sorority and served Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority gracefully. Unfortunately, due to her premature passing in the summer of 1909, she became the sorority's first Ivy beyond the wall.
Lavinia Norman was a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha's first Constitution and Bylaws Committee and was the presiding officer at the first Ivy Day ceremony. Her dedication to this served her in becoming the second president of the sorority and to continue serving the organization for 75 years.
A scholar and groundbreaking athlete, Lucy Diggs Slowe chaired the Constitution and Bylaws Committee and was elected as the first president of this sorority. Her hard work goes beyond this sorority, as she graduated valedictorian of her class, became the first Black collegian at Howard, the first Black member of the National Association of Women's Deans, Counselors, and Administrators, and was the first Black woman to win a national sports title.
Marie Woelfel Taylor was asked by Ethel Hedgeman to help present the case for the sorority to the Howard administration in the fall of 1907. She served as the sorority's first secretary, and because of her passion for sisterhood, this moved her to invite the sophomore group. Upon graduation, she received postgraduate training at the Schoeffler Missionary Training School, where she was the only African-American student.
Norma Elizabeth Boyd was amongst the 7 founders in the original sophomore group. She was also an incorporator of Alpha Kappa Alpha. She was the first national corresponding secretary. She serves as director to the sorority's National Nonpartisan Council on Public Affairs, the nation's first full-time minority lobby. Her devotion to justice, human rights, and her diligence fueled her accomplishments as an activist. Boyd was Alpha Kappa Alpha's last surviving founder. And she worked hard to ensure the perpetuity of this organization.
A lover of culinary arts and notable caterer, Ethel Jones Mowbray chaired the committee that planned the first initiation ceremony, and she served as president her senior year. Her dedication for this sorority led her to serve as the first vice president in our sorority's directorate. She played an influential role in her community, and she devoted herself to the sorority's long-term prosperity. Alice P. Murray played an integral part in the sorority social activism and literary activities. She was very affluent in cultural commentary, which helped her host many of the sorority's social gatherings. Upon graduation, she became an educator, influencing the lives of many.
A key advocate for scholarship, Sarah Meriwether Nutter was the first of the founders to ever be listed on the masthead of the Ivy League. Her love for the sorority moved her to charter 2 chapters. The new chapter at West Virginia State University and the Beta Beta Omega chapter. Her activism did not stop there, as she chaired many NAACP committees and was the first African-American member of the Virginia Society for Crippled Children.
Joanna Berry Shields was diligent and dedicated to this sorority. She served as custodian of the chapter records in fall of 1909. She later became an educator and was a strong advocate for the rights of African American students in South Carolina. Her passion for activism could be seen in the numerous community service organizations that she was a part of, such as the NAACP, the National Council of Negro Women, and the Negro History Club.
Accredited for being an unsung hero, Carrie E. Snowden took on the mantle of leadership, and she was elected the corresponding secretary in 1909. Her devotion to this sorority led her to charter the Xi Omega chapter in Washington, D.C. in 1923.
A master of the arts and a devoted educator with a captivating smile, Harriet Josephine Terry, the first of these sophomore inductees to be elected to serve as president of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. As a musician, she composed the hymn for the sorority's inaugural induction ceremony in 1909, which was later established as Alpha Kappa Alpha's National Initiation Hymn. Later in her life, she went on to become a charter member of the Epsilon Gamma Omega chapter in Huntsville and assumed the role as its president. Julia E. Brooks, one of our esteemed incorporators, was an advocate for education. She was responsible for drafting an early edition of this sorority's history and was instrumental in securing its perpetuity. After graduating from Howard University in 1908, she went on to become an assistant principal and dean at Dunbar High School, where she was monumental to the lives there in Washington, D.C.
Educator, activist, suffragist, and leader, Nellie Mae Quander. Upon receiving proposals from then members to alter the group's name, colors, symbols, and motto, she went about change that would leave a legacy. Recognizing the importance of safeguarding the foundational principles of this sorority, Nellie Mae Quander took action that ultimately led to the successful incorporation of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority on January 29, 1913. She then went on to serve Alpha Kappa Alpha by becoming the first national president after its incorporation.
Nellie Pratt Russell, another distinguished incorporator, played a significant role in preserving the enduring legacy of this sorority. Devoted to the service initiatives endorsed by the sorority, she actively participated in service in Washington, D.C. her Master's of the Arts from Columbia University. Upon her graduations, she later went on to charter the Gamma Lambda Omega chapter in 1914.
The true embodiment of sisterhood could be found in our beloved incorporator, Minnie Beatrice Smith. When called on by Nellie Mae Quander to take action and preserve the history of this sorority, she took steps that would make Alpha Kappa Alpha timeless. Her hard work and dedication in finding former graduates and maintaining records led her to become the first acting national president. I see the light, I see the light, I see the alkaline, the pink and green, the pink and green, green supreme, and everybody wants to be AKA, but everybody just can't go that way. I see the light, I see the light, I see the alkaline, the pink and green, green supreme, and everybody wants to be AKA, but everybody just can't go that way.
Now that we've shown you the distinguished history of our illustrious organization, we'd like to highlight what Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated looks like today.
Striving to enhance the community and execute our international theme of soaring to greater heights of service and sisterhood, we are dedicated to advancing Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority's distinguished tradition of service by taking a leading role in driving change, fostering education, and advocating for important causes through our 6 initiatives. Our foundation initiative is
Strengthen our sisterhood.
This core principle not only strengthens our connections, but allows us to prioritize fellowship. We aim to cultivate enduring relationships. Simultaneously, we strive to fortify our foundation to ensure we remain steadfast as we continue to serve all mankind.
Our first initiative is Empower Our Families, which adopts a multi-generational approach. We aim to strengthen our families by tackling child hunger, fostering positive youth development and leadership, promoting mental well-being, and enhancing quality of life for seniors.
Our second initiative, Build Our Economic Wealth, focuses on providing avenues to increase income and fostering generational wealth within the Black community. This will actively motivate and empower communities to form strategic measures aimed at fostering prosperity on personal, organizational, and community levels.
Our third initiative, Enhance Our Environment, involves engaging in activities that promote the adoption of sustainable behaviors to promote a safer planet. This target allows us to both impact and contribute to the widespread improvement and protection of the environment.
The fourth initiative, Advocate for Social Justice, focuses on empowering and providing communities with the necessary tools, knowledge, and support to activate their voices, focusing on self-empowerment and mobilizing community-driven initiatives to secure their rights. Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority has consistently taken a leading role in social justice to foster fairness and equity. Nationally, we encourage all our members and members of the community to soar to the polls. The fifth initiative, Uplift Our Local Community, centers on fostering service, cultivating local change, big impact, and global showcase. By advocating for our communities, we celebrate excellence, a dedication to service, and build a culture of effectiveness that is needed for a successful community. Through our initiatives, Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority has elevated minds, promoted lifelong learning, and transformed thousands of communities. Let's not forget, Alpha Kappa Alpha will always serve all mankind. Alpha Kappa Alpha will always be the first and the finest.
sorority remains a trailblazer, with our esteemed member, Kamala Harris, serving as the first African-American, Southeast Asian, and female Vice President of the United States. Alpha Kappa Alpha stands as the pioneer and epitome of excellence. Together, we continue to lead the way.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated was the first organization dedicated to take life membership to the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People in 1939.
Alpha Kappa Alpha pioneered the country's first mobile health clinic, providing assistance to 15,000 African Americans in the Mississippi Delta region.
We have the first Black, woman, and sorority-based financial institution in the history of the United States by starting for members only.
No matter where the members of our organization are, we always strive for the best. This even includes sports, as we have the first female NFL president, Sandra Douglas Morgan.
On February 12, 1965, Alpha Kappa Alpha operated the first federal job corps with the help of the Office of Economic Opportunity. In Cleveland, Ohio, they trained 325 young women between the ages of 16 and 21.
Celebrating 100 years of sisterhood and service in 2008 at our Centennial Boulé held in Washington, D.C., 25,000 members and guests broke a Guinness World Record by serving 16,206 meals. This celebration was the first Black women's group to mark a centennial, the first organization to have Pennsylvania Avenue closed for a march to the Capitol, and the first women's group to have a Barbie created in its honor.
At this time, will all sorors present please join us in singing the national hymn.
As we struggle with main and with might to capture a vision fair, there is one thing that spurs us to victory's height, with a fellowship sincere and rare. Oh, Alpha Kappa Alpha, dear Alpha Kappa Alpha, hearts that are loyal and hearts that are true, by
in celebrating our Founders Day. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. Please stick around for some light refreshments. Also be on the lookout for our upcoming Ski Week events. As always, follow our social media on Twitter and Instagram at UFAKAs and on YouTube at Iota Lambda. Thank you all again.
Set it out.
Set it up, ladies.